Starting up, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, here we go. Post-game live. Sunday night Knicks. Knicks fall on French Heritage Night, 117-107. But the French Prince came out with a statement. And speaking of statements, tonight is a statement games. We're going to find out who's going to walk away tonight with a free Knicks snapback, Mitchell and Ness snapback. Who's going to walk away with a $10 NBA store gift card. And who might walk away tonight with $100 cash. That's courtesy of Statement Games. So we're going to give you our takeaways. We're going to get your takeaways. Phone lines are up. 657-383-1509. My guy, the Entertainer, is joining us on the Sunday night guest spot. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it right now.
Knicks Fan TV.
Wait, hold on.
Knicks Fan TV.
All right, bro.
Post-game live. CP from the Knicks Fan TV. My man, the Entertainer, is here on the guest spot. No Jay Ellis. Entertainer, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm not feeling too good. Our Knicks got blown out tonight. The score's not even indicative of how bad this team played. We lost by what was it? 119,
107.
Yeah, it felt like we lost by 50. I mean, the team played horrible tonight. Ntilikina had a pretty good game. He hit a couple of big threes there in the second half. And Bonley surprisingly had 9 assists, but he's 1 of 5 from the field. But the Knicks as a whole, I mean, they look lost right now. They're not playing well. It's tough to be a Knicks fan right now. It really is. But we realize what this is. It's a rebuilding year. And we're trying to get a high draft pick at this point. That's what we're looking forward to.
It's tough, man, because some nights, you have some games like the Grizzlies game. You have some quality wins. They had some quality wins this year, man. The Pelicans game, the Grizzlies game, the Celtics. They played the Warriors tough until the fourth quarter. We've been in some games, and I think by and large this season, the effort's been there, win or lose. Tonight it just wasn't there, through most of the game. The defensive effort wasn't there. We were getting crushed. Welcome home, Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker shows the Knicks what a real point guard looks like. I
got a question about Kemba Walker. I think he's a free agent this year, right?
He's a free agent, man.
Would you be willing to spend max dollars on Kemba Walker?
Kemba's been one of my favorite players since the beginning, since I ever seen him play basketball, man. And he just has that it. He just has that it factor, man, that he shows up in the big games. He's crafty. He's nimble. He's fearless. Kemba just has it. And it'd be hard to say no. It'd be hard to say no. The thing with Kemba, it'd be one of those things, it'd be one of those things that you end up regretting once you get him.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about Kemba, I personally wouldn't. I'd save my max dollars for a guy like Anthony Davis, a Kevin Durant, guys like that. But we saw what happened with Marbury. Everybody thought it's a very similar story. A New York guy, point guard, you bring him in, he's going to save the franchise. I'd be worried about that. And he's having a career year. But before this year, if I would have told you he was a max guy, you would have called me a lunatic. So I don't want to get fooled by him.
Yeah, like I said, man, I would welcome Kemba with open arms just because of the feel-good story. But only if a miracle happens and we were able to pair him up with KD or like a Kawhi Leonard, like, come on, man, I would take that in a heartbeat, man. But
Kawhi Leonard's great.
But the thing with Kemba is with his age, it's just one of those things where it's like you wouldn't be able, by the time this team was even close to ready to compete, he would be on the decline.
That's the other thing. But by that though standpoint, that means you probably wouldn't sign KD either, right? Because KD's 30.
Yeah, but KD's like the second best player in the league. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you.
Certain guys are just that transformative to a team where it's like if you get a chance at KD, I'm throwing everything and the kitchen sink at him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that. I'm hoping for AD, but I'm all for KD.
Yeah. AD's going to be tricky, man. I think AD ends up in Boston. I think ultimately Danny Ainge unleashes those assets that he has remaining and tries to get an Anthony Davis trade. going.
Yeah, that's what most people are saying. They think in Boston.
Yeah. But anyway, back to tonight's game, man. Frank Ntilikina coming out party. What did you think of Frank's performance tonight, man?
I mean, the guy had 18 points in 20 minutes. I mean, you can't really knock that. And I'm not a big Frank guy. I'll be the first to say it. I think Frank could develop, and he's still 20 years old. I know he can become a much better player than he is. He's great on defense. His offense needs to improve. Then tonight, you know what? He showed some fight. He was 7-11 from the field, 18 points. He did his job. He was the best player on the court tonight for the Knicks. So you got to be happy if you're a Frank fan tonight.
Definitely got to be happy if you're a Frank fan tonight, man. The thing with Frank is, the whole Fizdale thing. Fans have been split between what should be happening with Frank. Obviously, Frank caught the DMPs the last 3 games, I believe. Last night he came in garbage time in the Nets game. Fizz is obviously trying to light a fire under him, right? Yeah. He's obviously trying to light a fire under him. And the question is will it work? Will it work? Will he be able to galvanize Frank, kind of like what he did with Trey Burke? He did the same thing with Moutier. He did the same thing with Dotson. And all 3 of those guys seem to have responded fairly well. But will it happen with Frank? Is that all he needs to kind of, turn the corner? What do you think?
Yeah, I was upset last night when I saw, and as I said, I'm down on Frank. Frank hasn't played well this year. In my opinion, he's regressed offensively. I mean, the guy's shooting 33% from the field. I got to be fair. But in a developmental year, for this guy not to play this guy for almost 4 straight games is a disgrace. That's my opinion on it. Yeah. I don't agree with what Fizdale did. To me, you're wasting. That's 5% of the season that he sat on the bench. It makes no sense to me for a guy that is probably the most important guy to develop for this team outside of Kevin Knox. So I don't understand what Fizdale's doing. But I was happy to see he got some minutes tonight and he performed well.
Yeah, I was happy to see him perform well too, man. My highlights got all out of whack. Let me just fix that up real quick. I was happy to see him perform well tonight too, man. His countryman was out there. We had Tony Parker turning back the clock like he was still on the Spurs. You know what I mean? Batum is Batum. You know what you're going to get out of him. I was happy to see Frank come out and do his thing, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, he did the job today. This is probably his most efficient game he's had all year on the offensive end. I mean, he's played great. Yeah. And how about Vonleh? 10, what do you have? 9, 10 assists?
No, Vonleh continuing to impress, man. And I think of the reclamation projects, I think Noah Vonleh has the best chance of returning. I think Noah Vonleh has the best chance of returning, man. He's been solid. He contributes in so many different ways for the Knicks. You know what I mean? He plays defense. He passes the ball well. He can lead the break. He rebounds the ball well. So I definitely like what Noah Vonleh's brought to this team, man. No doubt about it.
To me, the 2 pleasant surprises, and Moutier has had spurts, but the 2 guys who have really stood out to me are Vonleh and Dotson. And they both took a huge step forward. And I hope they bring Vonleh. I don't know what the contract's going to be, but I hope they bring Vonleh back because I like him.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll end up being I think he'll end up being like a plan B or plan C, depending on what they're able to accomplish on some of the more pre-air free agents. But you got to think the market for him is going to be he's building quite a market for himself. He's building quite a market for himself.
Yeah, that's what you got to worry about, that he plays himself out of New York if he plays too good. Yeah, but I like Vonleh. And I always say this, I'm not saying he's ever going to be as good as this guy, because this guy to me is one of my favorite Knicks of all time. But it might be his body structure.
Mason. You got to say Mason.
Anthony Mason. He reminds me so much of Anthony Mason. I don't think he's going to be Mason, but he reminds me a lot of him.
A lot of people say that. I mean, listen, similar traits. Like Mason was able to run the break. Tough. The physical stature, they're built kind of the same. You kind of wish Vonleh, his 3-point percentage is up there. You want to see him, if he could develop, a bit better mid-range game. That'd be great. We don't have a good pick and pop guy on this team. like we've had. Yes. Obviously, you keep forgetting that you're not playing with Porzingis on the team. But other than that, like, I just think about, even during the crummy years, Kurt Thomas, excellent pick and pop guy. Doliak, excellent pick and pop guy. We had, Anthony Mason, Oakley, excellent pick and pop guys. Those easy points, we just don't have those guys on the team.
That's a good point you bring up, and that does affect the assist numbers from the point guard position. You're absolutely right about that. They don't have that. With Porzingis out, they really don't have that guy, that power forward center guy that could do the pick and pop, hit that 18-foot jumper. They don't really have it. You're right, Vonleh, a little bit. But
little bit.
Yeah, but you're right. They don't have that knockdown shooter from the power forward position. You're absolutely right about that.
Absolutely, man. Another one of the subplots tonight, man, Kevin Knox. I thought Knox had a good game tonight, man. Thought Knox played well. It was kind of Knox versus, Knox on one end, Miles Bridges on the other end. That was kind of like another story in between the game. Miles Bridges being one of the other prospects that we were looking at that 9 spot. And we ended up going with Kevin Knox. What'd you think of Kevin Knox's game tonight?
I mean, to me, statistically, this is the best game he's had as a pro. I mean, he played 41 minutes out of the 48 minutes of the game, which is crazy. He had 26 and 15. I mean, he had a great game. He shot 40% from the field, but 50% from 3. He had a great game. This was Knox's best game as a pro statistically.
Yeah.
And you got to be encouraged as a Knicks fan. He's starting to show signs of improving.
Listen, Knox was his aggressiveness was there tonight. I definitely like that. His teardrop, he had a nice little teardrop floater going tonight.
Yes, he did. I saw in the fourth quarter he hit one teardrop in there. Yes.
Yeah. Teardrop was definitely falling for Knox. So definitely good to see. He seems like he's recovering well from that high ankle sprain earlier this year and kind of settling in on his own. Obviously, you want to see the defense pick up, but it'll get there. But offensively, I like what I saw from Knox tonight.
What do you think Knox, in terms of like player comparison, who do you think he translates to? Past NBA players, who does he remind you of?
I definitely see the Paul George comparisons. That everybody else sees. How
about Richard Jefferson?
Not bad. But RJ was a high flyer too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Knox plays a little bit more below the rim, but still effective. And I think Knox's jumper will end up being more reliable and way better than Jefferson's.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I thought Jefferson was more athleticism, where Knox is more basketball.
You know who was kind of like Jefferson? Obviously not nearly the player. Landry Fields.
Yeah, if you were to compare him with an old-time Knick, he's sorta.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. Obviously not even close, but he played the similar game.
Similar game, man. And Landry Fields is now a scout. I think he's a scout with the Spurs or somebody like that. So, shout out to Landry Fields. Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight, man. If this is your first time in the chat, give me a hashtag new. Smash that thumbs up button for you boys. It's the best way to support the channel. And subscribe to the show. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to Knicks Fan TV. Make sure you subscribe to The Entertainer. My man, The Entertainer, covers all sports on his channel. So, Chris, tell them a little bit about your channel as well, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you reached out to me, we talk every now and again on Twitter. I love your channel. I love Sims. All the Knicks YouTube. You guys are great. The whole Knicks YouTube community is great. I talk Giants. I do Giant live streams every Sunday. I did the Giant live stream today. I was almost obliterated during the game, but I'm surprised I'm sober enough to come on here. But I talk Giants. I talk Knicks. I talk Mets. Those are the 3 teams I root for. But I love talking to you. I love talking to everybody in the Knicks community. So I felt I wanted when you asked me to come on, I was pumped up. So
yeah, man.
I'm happy to be on the show.
Appreciate you coming on, man. Shout out Keith Sinclair in the chat. Easy wins. Shout out Hotep Rel. Welcome to the show, Hotep Rel. Words Wise. Welcome to the show. They call me Tack. Always checking in. Gene Tucker. What's going on? Shout out to all the regulars in the chat, man. Everybody that's been here. Ayo Pow's been here early. Jake, what's going on? Adam PRZ, what's going on? All right, let's get to some phone calls, and we're going to announce the Statement Games winners for tonight. First person to start us off, he's the president of the Frank Ntilikina fan club, Max from the Bronx. Talk to us, Max. What's happening, man? How you feeling, bro?
Bonjour, everybody. Bonjour.
What's good, Max? How you feeling, man?
I like this guy already.
Nothing chilling. Entertainer, what's good?
What's going on, my man? Thank you for calling in.
Nothing. All right, so this was like the perfect game if you're like a Knicks fan. This was what CP describes as the development tank. You have your young players play good, you stink, you don't win, and it's perfect. You know, it's like the best scenario. You know what I'm saying? And listen, remember what's his name? Mud. What's it? Mud, right?
Yeah, his name is Mud.
It's Mud, right?
Mud, man.
That's
yeah.
what the name is, right? Listen, you smell that in the air? Something looking funny in the light. I don't know.
Listen. He hasn't been as strong last couple games. No,
I don't know,
sure.
man. That contract year flow is starting to
weighing him down a little bit, right?
Yeah, well, but let's talk about the this starting lineup, man. Yo, your boy Tim Hardaway is really, really like, I don't know. I've never seen a guy miss more defensive assignments and blame his teammates like Tim Hardaway.
You get me up there. You're talking about the Mr. Side. I watch this guy play all the time. He gets lost in the pick and roll every time they come down the floor. I can't stand it.
Yo, he's CP. He needs to be put on the list. Like, everyone talks about Knox, who's 19, Frank, who's 20. You know, Tim is like 25, 26. You know what he is already. Yo, you cannot be yelling at people when you miss every defensive assignment.
Timmy throws too many people under the bus, man. He throws too many people under the bus.
Yeah, he's not a good teammate. I don't think he's a good teammate. And you know, this is what they were saying before, and this, I know Entertainer's not a big Frank fan, but you have to look at this. When KP comes back, and all these shooting guards, all these point guards that like to shoot, it's going to be a problem for him. Because he's the top dog. He's clearly the best offensive player on the team by far. Clearly the best player by far. We don't need Trey Burke taking 59 different mid-range shots a game. It's not going to work for him.
Well, I think they'll adjust. They'll adjust when KP comes back. I don't worry about that, man. I think they'll adjust when KP comes back.
Me personally, I don't want people to think I hate Frank. I think Frank has the ability to become a serviceable point guard in the NBA if he can improve his offense. But the way I look at the Knicks point guard situation right now, the 3 point guards they each have a good attribute. We need to combine all 3, and that would make a good starting point guard. That's the way I look at the Knicks point guard situation right now.
Yeah. I mean, on the Tim topic, you know, people are starting to call for him now. He's been struggling a little bit with his shot. You know, if we're going by Fizdale's keep what you kill mantra, is Timmy deserving of some bench time? I don't know. You guys be the judge in the chat. Entertainer, Max, talk to me, man. Does Timmy deserve a little bench time right now?
Timmy needs to get yelled at on the sideline. Timmy needs to get yelled at in front of everybody. Because he takes really bad shots. I'm talking about, I told you, those Michigan guys, I don't know. They just don't know how to shoot like regular shots.
The green lights.
Yo, I don't understand this guy. And then this guy, yo, I've just watched Tim Hardaway play for like 10 minutes straight in the quarter. He sees, all right, perfect example, right? Knox has it going, right? You think Tim is like, oh, man, my young rookie's doing good. Let me pass him the ball. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
I
saw that. I saw that. When Knox and Frank were going off, Tim was still on his hoist. Let me hoist a 35-foot three-pointer and see if I can win the game. We're down by 25.
Yeah, I'm not a Tim guy. I'm not a Tim guy at all.
Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. They need to make a trade. They got to do exactly what the Kings did last year. They had George Hill starting over the Fox, and they realized Fox wasn't really playing good last year. So they said, you know what? This veteran bullshit that they claim in the NBA when they have these veterans start over the young players and act like that's supposed to help the young players, it never does. It doesn't really help. So you got to trade a lot of these guards. You got to trade some of these people and just force Frank, Knox, Dotson, Mitch listen, you lose by 30, you're going to figure it out. You lose by 15 every game, figure it out. You got to do that. You cannot have these veterans like Cantor who can't guard your grandmother, my dead grandmother, in a pick and roll. You can't guard it.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, he can't guard it.
Yeah.
He just won't be able to guard it. I'm sorry, he can't guard it. Oh, Hazonia, who's the cockiest, worst player you ever met in your life. I mean, I've never met someone who talks in the... he talks in the third person like, oh, his Super Mario can pass. Super Mario can also rebound.
Yeah.
Well, Super Mario can't shoot for shit.
Super
he
Mario.
Can't do that.
He's done, man.
Super Mario is garbage.
Appreciate the call, Max. Go ahead, Entertainer.
No, I was so excited when we brought Mario in because I looked at him as a guy with a tremendous upside because you watch all the highlight clips and you see everything that this guy could do. He reminded me of Peja Stojakovic with a little bit more athleticism. Not that I ever thought he'd beat Peja Stojakovic, but, when I saw the highlight clips, I said, this guy has a world of potential. And then they bring this guy in, he is garbage. And then, I was about to butt in and say that. I got to see those quotes where he's talking in the third person like this guy.
Yeah, he did that this week. This week. I was cracking up at it, man.
This guy's a nobody. He's a nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, for me right now, listen, everybody needs to get a look. We're in an evaluation period. I get it. Everybody needs to get a look. He has to sit. There's other priorities right now, including Knox getting those minutes, including Frank getting those minutes, including Courtney Lee getting those minutes. We got to trade Courtney Lee, man. Whatever we got to do to trade Courtney Lee, we got to trade him, man.
Let me ask you a question about Courtney Lee. What is he? I know he's under contract next year.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to trade? Because let's say we can't trade Courtney Lee without putting another piece in. Would you be willing to trade a piece to get rid of the Lee contract?
As long as it's none of the Fizz kids, yes. I don't have any interest. Like if I had to put Trey Burke, I like Trey Burke. If I had to trade Trey Burke to trade Courtney Lee without getting money back, I'd do it. Yeah. If you're talking about something a little bit more risky, like a Dotson. Yeah,
that was the name I was gonna bring up. Would you give up a Dotson to get rid of Courtney Lee?
Oh no, because like I said, free agency. There's no promises in free agency. That's the gamble that you take with free agency. Think about it when Donnie Walsh was here and he had to clean that house to try to go after LeBron and them. We gave up. We put together some first round picks in those deals to try to get under that salary cap, and it burned us. We came back with Amari and no insurance, and I don't want to get into all that, but I say that to say, unless you have clear-cut guarantees in free agency, I don't know if I would put Dotson in a deal. What do you guys think in the chat? Would you put Dotson in a deal to trade Lee? Leave a comment in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think, Entertainer?
No, I'm with you, man. Dotson, to me, is a keeper. I love Dotson. Dotson, he's probably my favorite player in this team right now. I love Dotson, other than Porzingis.
Yep.
I think Dotson, I don't know if he's going to be a starter when this team gets good, but I definitely think he is a player that is going to be involved in the rotation when the Knicks get very good. I like Dotson a lot. Yeah,
I like Dotson a lot, man. Solid rotation piece, regardless. Starter, bench, Dotson shows every night he's going to come to play ready. Doesn't matter what role he's in. He's a chameleon, man. Dotson just fits in. And that's why, to me, he's a keeper, because he's like a utility guy. He can do a lot of different things.
And he doesn't really have a weakness. I always say this. He reminds me of Courtney Lee, but a better version. Potential to be better. Yeah. Where he's not really weak at anything. The guy could do everything. He's not great at anything, but he's not bad at anything.
Solid player.
He's solid across the board. I like him a lot.
Solid player. I'm getting unanimous no's from the chat. Big fans of Damian Dotson, man. Unanimous no's from the chat. My apologies on the video. Video's a little bit delayed tonight. Not sure what's happening, but just bear with us. Shout out everybody in the chat. Mark Swift, Ricky D, I see you. Jelly Fam says Tim can't get benched. He's like the only one who's willing to shoot the ball. And that's the thing, Entertainer. It's like, we know Tim Hardaway, too. We know what his ceiling is at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think we know on a good team, he's probably your fourth, fifth, or sixth best. Probably your fourth best option on a good team. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, he's taking the shots that a number one guy had to take. He is the number one guy on the team, for better or worse. So I don't see him getting benched. But I do understand the frustration from the fan base with him.
You know what though? The way I look at it is this, and maybe you're right. He probably won't get benched because they don't have a guy that can create their own shot other than Hardaway on this team, really.
Facts.
But if they bench Cantor, who's making $20 million, whatever he's making, why can't they bench Hardaway? If Hardaway's shooting 39%, and I know he played good tonight, so I don't want to get on him, but
yeah,
going into this game, Hardaway had like a 5-6 game stretch where he was shooting 30%, taking stupid shots. So why not bench him? If Fizdale's a man of his word, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you know why? Because there's always politics. I always point back to the political game with this thing, and there's always a political element to sometimes the playing time with some of these guys. I think Hardaway, I think they treat him like a star on this team. I think he gets a star treatment on this team.
No, I agree with you, and he's not a star. That's the thing. But on this team, I guess he is because they have nobody else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just looking forward to when KP gets back. I'm looking forward. By the way, have you had a chance to look at the Duke trio?
Here and there. I've seen him in a couple games. Obviously, you know, Zion highlights are in front of your face every night. I got to get into it more. Once we finally close the coffin on this Giants season, then I'll shift over to college basketball. But it's too much sports to keep track of. I can't watch
I hear you, man. Don't close that coffin yet.
Nah, man. I'm alive like the Undertaker, baby. You already know, man. All right, let's go back to the phones. My man Q from Brooklyn. He wants to talk about Frank tonight. Q, how you feeling, man?
Hey, man, feeling a little good. I got off the ledge, and
all right.
You know, I like what these kids are doing. What's up, entertainer? See you chilling, holding it down when Jay Ellis is out.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
now y'all got to get off. No doubt. Now y'all got to get off that dot stuff, man. Because I'll tell you this, Jay Ellis is turning over in his grave, y'all saying that. Come on, man. You know, y'all gonna send Jay Ellis to an early one, so you don't want to do that. But, you know, Frank, it's kind of weird. You know, Frank scored 18. He's lighting it up. I like some of his moves. I like his movement. And it's like Frank scores 18, but he has no real assists. Are we really satisfied? Are we really understanding what's going on with Frank? It's like Frank is trying to please everyone instead of himself, you know. And so it just seems kind of weird that Frank. I like Frank's game against the Nets because everything was open up. He was getting guys involved. Dotson was lighting it up. You know, it would have been good if Knox would have got some of that, but. That's what I like to see out of Frank. If Frank can mix it up, maybe, you know, talk to Tony, you know, get some tips from TP and, you know, go on a nice run and Fizz won't have to disappoint you so much. Yeah. So that's something that I feel that if Frank can mix it up. But, you know, really the question is, do we really think Frank is the answer for the future? Because Kemba looked great, you know, nice, love it. I love what Kemba does, but I don't know if I'm willing to spend so much money on a Kemba Walker. So, that's the thing. And if you fellas can elaborate on that, you know, that'll help me out. But I'm still, is Frank really the answer for the future? And I'm talking about 2 years down the road when KP is healthy, everything's, you know, moving, we probably add someone else. Is Frank that guy? You know, that's the question.
And appreciate the call, Q. Your connection kind of choppy, so I'm gonna just put you on hold. But I think right now the answer is inconclusive, entertainer. I mean, you can't honestly say right now that Frank is the answer. You know what I'm saying? That's
exactly what I was gonna say. I'm not convinced on Frank, but I do recognize he's 20 years old and he could grow into that position. If you put a gun to my head right now, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm a guy that tells you my opinion. If you put a gun to my head right now, I would tell you I do not think Frank is going to be a starting point guard for a championship contending team. I do think he is going to be he could be a vital piece similar to a Marcus Smart on the Boston Celtics for a championship contending team. That's the way I look at Frank right now. And I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes out there and becomes an all-star point guard. I could be wrong, and I hope that's what happens. But worst case scenario, I think he could be a Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. I don't view him right now as the answer. Things can change. Things can change if you give him a couple years. The question is, how much time do we give him to figure that out? Because you're gonna have a draft coming up. You're gonna have free agent decisions to come up. You're gonna have some point guard talent in the draft. You're gonna have some point guard talent in free agency. So that's gonna be the $1 million question. But I think you can never have enough talent, right? I think they should still be going, whether it's free agency, whether it's the draft, they should still be going for the best player available. The thing about Frank is he's a guy that can defend, and he's showing to be a guy, at least on the defensive end, that can be quite versatile in terms of the positions that he can defend. Right, he can defend the 1, he can defend the 2, he can defend the 3, depending on the matchups, and maybe even a little 4, depending on the matchup. You know what I'm saying? So it may not be at the floor general spot, but I still want him in this rotation, if not for his defense alone.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat here. Armin says that Frank's ceiling is very high and his floor is Marcus Smart. Yeah, I would say his floor is like slightly lower than Marcus Smart. I'm talking like absolute floor.
Yeah.
Like slightly lower than Marcus Smart, but very close to him. And his ceiling is probably, I'm trying to think who I could say. I'm trying to compare him to a player that I think he could morph into. I'm saying if everything broke right.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups. That's if everything broke right.
Yeah. And that'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't expect that, but that's if everything broke right.
Yeah, that'd be nice, man. Cody Emanuel in the chat says we got to wait and see what he looks like with KP. Totally agree with that. We got to wait until we get a full stack with some more offensive threats, with some more guys that are a bit more capable at scoring, and see how Frank kind of meshes with those guys as well.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
T. Williams says Frank Sealing is Kerry Kittles. Oh, man.
Kerry Kittles was a great player in college. Remember?
Oh, he was a beast at Villanova. Alex Collins is Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know. You follow college basketball?
Now, this year or like in the past?
In the past.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
You're a St. John's fan?
I'm a Big East fan because, obviously being from New York, obviously you love the Johnnies, right? But they haven't been in March Madness in God knows how long.
I don't know if you've been following.
I hear they're playing well, though. 9-0. 9-0. Nice.
And Shamori Pons, you better take a look at him.
I heard Pons. Pons was they were looking at Pons last year in the draft if he was going to leave. I think they were talking about him being like a second-round prospect in the draft last year. Obviously, his stock is skyrocketing this year.
That guy could play.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna tune in a little bit more. But overall, I'm Big East. I was Big East, St. John's, UConn, Syracuse back when they were in Pitt. I mean, those days with Big East with Kemba and them. Kemba. You had the days with El Amin. Rip Hamilton. The UConn days. AI versus Ray Allen. Like, come on.
Yeah. Khalid, I can't believe that guy. He used to be like 250 pounds. The guy's playing point guard.
Khalid El Amin was a beast.
I remember watching him. I'm like, how is this guy playing the point? But
he was a beast in college, man.
He got drafted by the Bulls, right?
He did. He got drafted by the Bulls, and then he kind of like flamed out after that. But yeah, man, some guys had outstanding collegiate careers, definitely in the Big East. All right, let's go back to the phones. We're gonna do one more call, and then we're gonna get to the statement games winners. Julian, he wants to talk about Frank and Knox. Julian, what's going on, man?
Going on, CP? Welcome back.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling happy. This was like the perfect night. We lost by 20, and the kids showed signs.
Yeah.
So you can't ask for much more. And the Jets won. And the Giants won. So solid weekend.
Yeah, I was telling the entertainer, man, these Knicks and Giants doubleheader Sundays have been very, very erratic for us, man.
Sometimes they kill you.
Yeah.
It's very rare both teams win. Very rare.
Very rare both teams win.
People need to stop thinking because Frank never grew up on the streets of New York and, chopped cheeses for breakfast every morning that he can't be the point guard of our future. people need to understand, like, right now, already he's Sean Livingston. Like, currently, he is already Sean Livingston. And,
I just want to, but I get the comparison, but let's be fair. Sean Livingston doesn't shoot 33%. Let's be fair.
What? He's a terrible 3-point shooter.
But he don't shoot 30.
Shoot a 3 if he had.
But right now, Frank
he doesn't shoot 33%. Naturally, Frank's a better shooter than Sean Livingston ever was.
No,
and I think we can all agree on that.
He's got great form. I agree with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, Sean Livingston's a more efficient player because he's more, experienced. But, no, I think, right now, by the way, the whole Kemba to New York next summer thing, I don't want Kemba. Because the thing is, as in the history of our franchise, the question has always been, are you trying to win a championship or are you trying to contend in the playoffs for like 5-10 years and lose every single time?
Yep, I agree.
And Kemba Walker can't be the best player on the championship team, and I think we all know that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So why spend $25+ million on a guy who isn't going to deliver enough for you to get you to an NBA Finals?
Yeah, you're going to have to pass, man. It's tempting. I'm very tempted by it.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to pass.
Yeah, no question. No question. I think if we strike out on KD this summer, then don't blow it and go for someone else who's not going to be as good and take us and can't take us to the promised land. Just keep on building up for the future. Pick up one of these kids from college, and push forward. But like Knox tonight, by the way, his floaters, like I wasn't surprised by them tonight. He's always had a really extensive offensive game going back to Kentucky, and so here's the thing with Knox. He flows in and out of games. Like you saw against Brooklyn last night. He was there when he drove to the rim those 2 times, and then he was just gone for the rest of the game. He flows in and out of games, and he needs consistent touches sometimes to make sure he's fully engaged. That's my only thing with Knox. He's such a smooth. He's like a Rolls Royce of an NBA player. He's so smooth. I love his game.
Yeah, Knox had it going tonight, man. I'm happy that he's bouncing back. You know what I'm saying? And Knicks fans are nervous out there. We were nervous about him.
Yeah. No, I think it was just the ankle thing that really slowed him down.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, as I'm saying, these 20-point losses, I think we're gonna have a few of those this year, and I'm gonna be fine with that. But our fan base needs to stop. Again, remember what I said about that P word. We need to stop throwing that around. I don't care how many good teams we beat. We just got to keep on, this developmental thing. We got to keep on rolling it on. Thanks for the time, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Julian. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, entertaining, man. It's listen, it's a development tank, like I continue to say, and we just got to treat it that way, man. It was still, Julian, I hear you, I don't know how much I'm okay with a 20-point loss. I mean, if I'm going to sit through a game, I want to see them at least make it competitive. Tonight, the effort just wasn't there tonight, man.
It seems like most of the people on your channel are rooting for the tank. At this point, I never root for my teams to tank. I never root for my teams to lose. But at this point, let's be real, we're not going to the playoffs. So I never root for my team to lose. I will never do it. And it seems like most of the people on the chat are rooting for the Knicks to lose. I can't do it. But I do understand the thought process.
Yeah. Alex Collins in the chat. Shout out my guy Alex Collins, all the way from Ireland, entertainer. He's in here every night. He said he might not make it tonight, but he made it tonight, all the way from Ireland. Chat moderator, a.k.a. stat guru, a.k.a. He's everything, man. He's a stats guy. He's a stats guy for the Knicks post-game live show, man. So shout out Alex Collins. He talks about the January schedule, man. Once we go on that West Coast trip,
what time is it in Ireland right now?
It's 11 now. I would assume, say 2 o'clock. Al, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 2 or 3 o'clock right now in Ireland?
That guy is dedicated.
Yeah, he's dedicated, man. He's big time. All right, here we go. Statement games. And once again, man, my camera's a little bit delayed tonight, so just bear with me. Statement games. All right, we had 154 contestants tonight, Entertainer, of which you were one of them.
Yes, I was.
All right. The winners. We had 6 rooms, 6 lobbies. There were 6 winners tonight. The first winner is of the $10 NBA store gift card. The first winner is Nostradamus with 47 points. The winner of contest 2 is Dr. Free John with 45 points. The winner of contest 3 is D Smooth Delano. Shout out Delano. Delano from the chat won his contest, so he goes home with a $10 gift card with 45 points. Contest 4 goes to Will D. Will D wins contest 4 with 49 points. What's the perfect score for statement games? I believe it's 57. I believe it's 57. So some of these guys that are putting in close to 50s almost came close to winning the $100 gift card, the $100 cash prize. But we didn't have any perfect scores. You had to go 10 for 10 to win the cash prize, $100. The winner of contest 5 was Mr. Knickerbocker with 45 points. His name is Patrick Smith. Shout out Patrick Smith. And the winner of contest 6 was Rhonda Dearborn with 36 points. So those are the 6 winners. Now we're going to put those 6 in the drawing for the Knicks snapback, brand new, courtesy of my guy Shells Heavy. Shout out to Shells Heavy, who is in the chat. I think I did see Shells Heavy just now. So shout out to Shells Heavy. Let's get to the winners right now, Entertainer. Who do you think's gonna win, Entertainer? Give me a name. What do you think?
What do you mean? In your chat, you mean?
Well, the 6 contest winners are we're gonna...
You said Delano, right?
Yeah.
Delano's a subscriber of mine, so I'm rooting for Delano.
All right, here we go, man. We're gonna get to it right now. We're gonna situate this thing right now. The contest name picker is up. Camera's lagging like crazy tonight, man. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's all good. You guys get the drift. All right, let me get rid of all these fake names, and we're gonna get to it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're new in the chat, give me a hashtag new so we can shout you out. All right, let's go. Shout out to Delano for winning, man. I scored 28 points, man. I'm terrible at my own damn game. 28 damn points, man.
What did I put up?
You had 31. You were in contest. You came in 4th in contest 1.
Oh man, 31.
31. Contest 1, the winner came in with 47. So you contest 1 was a tricky one. All right, so here we go. We're gonna put the names in. Nostradamus. Let's get some tunes here. Let's get some contest tunes going. Get that cracking. Yeah, man, you gotta play statement games a little bit more often, Entertainer.
Yeah, I'll do it from now on, man. I want that snapback.
Yeah, man, we got a couple more, man. We got a couple more to give away this year for sure. All right. D Smooth. Will D. Mr. Knickerbocker. And the last one is Rhonda D01. All right, here we go. So we got the 6 names in. Let me just make sure I got everybody so I don't miss anybody. Will D, Mr. Knickerbocker, Rhonda D. All right, here we go. The winner of the Knicks Mitchell and Ness Stackback is Dr. Free John.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Dr. Free John. You're going home with the Knicks Snapback Mitchell and Ness. Brand new with the tags. Courtesy of Shells Heavy. Shout out to Shells for that. And yeah, man. Shout out to Dr. Free John for playing. Shout out to everybody that played, man. It's free to play. it's free to play, so no reason not to play. Shout out to the guys at Statement Games. Shout out Nick Reyes. Yeah, like I said, man, it's free to play. Alex Collins says he came in 6th in his standing. Yeah, that was terrible, Al. You're usually a decent player, man. Usually a decent player, but yeah, we'll let you guys know. We'll let you guys know when the next one is. Shout out to everybody that played. But yeah, we've had some winners. T. Williams wins quite a bit from what I hear. T. Williams plays quite a bit. Delano won his contest tonight. Alex Collins went home with a gift card as well. So it's a good tournament, man. Good tournament. Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody that played, and I'll let you guys know when the next game is. Let's get back to the phones. Rick from Charlotte wants to talk about Frank. Rick, you're on the line, man. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, my bad. Yo.
What's good, bro?
What's up, man?
How you feeling?
Oh, so I'm doing good, man. Not doing great. We lost. You know, I'm not like part of the cult that just get happy whenever Frank plays well. But
yeah.
But I will say this. Real quick, when you asked about giving up that with Lee, it would have to be a bigger fish. If I'm getting rid of Hardaway, I'll sacrifice that just to get rid of that contract.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But just for Lee, I will keep that. It's not worth it. But what I want to talk about was Frank being off the ball more. I think other callers called in on that. Is that if you think about it, most of Frank's best offensive games, he hasn't. It's not. They're not situations where he's doing a lot of things that you expect a point guard to do. A lot of times it's that he's scoring better in those offensive games. And today, when he was off the ball, that's when he was getting some catch and shoot opportunities, whatever. But when he was on the ball, he wasn't that good. I mean, I don't know the last time I talked to you, I was like, I hate Hardaway so much. Like, I wanted, if I would start the two, it would either be Dot or Frank, because I feel those two guys would be good. Frank may not be a point guard, and he's definitely not a wing, but he's certainly a guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like his future might be as a 3D guy that can give you a little bit more because of the fact that he can't play point on spot duty, and he has good handle and can run the pick and roll pretty well. So, but in terms of full-time duty as a point guard, I heard somebody else called and said about because KP's not in. If you're a point guard, you're a point guard. It doesn't matter if KP's in or not. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Shouldn't determine whether or not you're a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I mean, Q called in early and kind of echoed those sentiments in terms of, Frank's output tonight was more from a scoring standpoint, but it wasn't a complete game, I guess. He wasn't, getting others involved. It was more kind of him just pushing the button, pressing the issue in terms of getting his points off, which was, to me, was still good. It's still, you still want to see that aggressiveness and see that he still has that drive. But I hear what you're saying, Rick, in terms of, you want to kind of see him get others involved still.
Yeah, we can't be too hung up on, he has to play point. He has to play point that's, or we draft him as a point. You know what I'm saying? As long as he's on the team contributing in any position, we should be happy. You know what I'm saying? So I see personally, since the 2 years I've been watching him, I mean, he can play point, but I don't see him as a natural point. But I see him as somebody that's very valuable on the floor because of his defense. And another thing, even on the defensive side, is that with Frank getting bigger, I mean, this year a lot, he's been getting beat off the dribble by points a lot more than I'm accustomed to seeing. Like, today Parker had his way getting to the rim.
Yeah, Tony Parker looking like the Spurs MVP out there, entertainer, man. Jesus.
Didn't Tony tear his Achilles?
Yeah. Tony Parker was supposed to be washed, man. We brought him back to life tonight for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had that kind of speed. But
he didn't have that speed when he came into the league. I mean, they made him look like he was 20.
Yeah, he definitely did. But I thought he was washed, like CP said. I thought it was a wrap.
I thought it was a wrap.
At that age, you don't get that speed back.
Yeah, 16 points tonight for Parker, 6 of 13 shooting. Looked like the Tony Parker of old, man.
Yeah, so and I know we want to the advantage of using his length against point guard, but that same length works against twos too, man. There's twos out there that you need Frank to slow down, and and that basically I'm the whole trying to stick that he has to be a point guard thing. I think people have to open their minds up and be like, he could be our 2 guard of the future, our 3D guy that can do a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So. Because his shot is pure. It's always been pure. It's just the fact that it doesn't go in, but you can see just by his free throw percentage and just by his form alone that he can shoot. He can shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really wanted to talk about. And the Knox got 41 minutes tonight too.
Yeah, Kev logged a lot of minutes tonight, man. Kev logged a lot of minutes tonight. Shout out
I like
to Kev.
that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Maybe Mario's dead. Maybe Super Mario might be dead.
I hope so, man.
Maybe it's a wrap.
I hope so, man. Appreciate the call, Rick. I hope this Mario Hezonja experiment is over with Entertainer, man. I hope it's done.
Yeah, I was a huge Mario guy before the season started. I thought that he was, out of everybody that they brought in and all the guys that were developing off of last year's squad, I was very high on Mario, but I was way off base. He sucks. And I don't even want to see him on the floor anymore.
He sucks, man. He's terrible, man. Listen, I hate to rag on the guy because it's still early, and we've seen, guys have their day in the sun like Moutier and Vonleh, who's been playing much more consistent, and more good than bad. But like I said, with Hezonja, I think he needs to sit. We need to prioritize Lee. Lee needs to get showcased. Let me see some Lee, run some plays for Lee off that curl screen that you run for Dotson. We need Courtney Lee to bounce back so we can trade him. Has to happen, man.
I'm all for that. Give Lee his 20, 25 minutes so we get rid of him. And I like Lee. Lee's actually one of the players on the team.
I love Lee. Love Lee.
Yeah, he's one of the players I really like, but he just doesn't fit the future of this team.
Yeah.
So we need to trade him. And I think he will have value in the trade market. I really do.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, man. I've been a Courtney Lee fan since we got him. I thought he was, the Knicks usually lose on free agent signings. I thought he was a good one. Now we got to get rid of that contract.
They got to get rid of it. I'm completely with you.
They brought him in for, I don't know, whatever delusions of grandeur they had when they tried to put Melo and D Rose and all those guys together, and they thought Courtney Lee could be, kind of that glue guy missing piece. Didn't work out that way. So, now we gotta trade him. Now we gotta trade him, man.
Yeah, he's gotta go. He's gotta go. I just hope we can find somebody to take him. That's the worry, but we'll see. I
don't think so, man. I don't think so. I was talking to what's this guy's name? Jesus Rodriguez, or I don't remember his last name, so I don't want to butcher it. But he's one of Courtney Lee's guys. I think he might have been either security or beat writer or something. But he's very close with Courtney Lee to the extent that any Courtney Lee news that he drops is true, like 100% true. So I was talking to him, and he was just saying, like we were talking about, the Knicks may have to put another asset to that deal to entice a Philly or a Houston Rockets to take Courtney Lee, because as it stands right now, nobody wants a guy over 30 making he's making in between 10 and about 11. He's making about $11 million a year with 2 years left on the deal. I mean, it's not a beneficial deal to that team that you're trading for.
So you'd have to either give up.
Yeah, put in a second-round pick,
a draft pick, or another player. Yeah,
or another player. Or another player. That's what it's gonna take to get Courtney Lee out of here, man. Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to give. I would just eat the contract for 2 more years. If it means giving up draft picks, I would rather just hold on to Lee and try to hit it big in free agency in 2020.
Yeah, that's obviously the fallback plan, right? That's obviously the fallback plan. Let's take a look at some player ratings, man. You got the box scores up?
Oh, you're talking to me? I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, give me your who are your top 3 players of the night, starting with your third star.
My third star tonight, looking at the box score, I'm gonna go Tim Hardaway.
You're going Timmy, okay. You're going Timmy. All right. Timmy had what Timmy do tonight? 21 points, 5 assists, minus 16 on the night. Oof, everybody was terrible plus minus tonight. Timmy, All right, who's your second? Give me your second and your first.
My second star, I'm going to go Ntilikina, and my first is going to be Knox.
Okay. I'm going third star. I'm going... Let's see. I'm definitely going... I'm going Vonleh with my third. Not as much points as Timmy, but the 10 rebounds and 9 dimes. Noah Vonleh had more dimes than the Knicks starting backcourt combined. Then Frank Ntilikina, then Moutier, then Hardaway. 9 boards and 10 boards and 9 dimes. I thought Vonleh once again is proving his value to this team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the 9 assists really stood out to me. I couldn't believe that he had 9 assists tonight. But I like Vonleh. I want to see him back here. But yeah, he would have been my 4th star after Hardaway.
Yeah. I'm going second. I'm going Frank, obviously. The 18 points, 7-11, 4 for 4 from downtown for Frank. The offensive foul they called against him was utterly ridiculous. And good job by Fizdale getting tossed. Good job by Fizdale getting that technical foul and getting tossed. The refs sucked tonight. You know, it wouldn't have saved us from getting a W. It wouldn't get us a W, but the refs sucked tonight. They definitely sucked tonight.
Yeah, they did. And the Knicks, that game was over in the 4th quarter. I think they were down 28 points or something going into at some point in the 4th. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then they scored some garbage time points to make it look better than it was. But it was a horrible game. One of the worst games I've watched all year.
Yeah. Absolutely. First star, definitely Kevin Knox. No doubt about it. 26 points, 15 boards, 4 of 8 from downtown. 15 boards. Good job by Kevin Knox, man. Definitely good job by Kevin Knox tonight. You know what I mean? I'm giving him the first star. Give me a player rating for Hardaway from 1 to 10. What are you giving Timmy tonight?
6.
Give him a 6. Okay. I think I'll give him a 6. I think I'll give him a 6 as well, man. You know, 21 points, 5 rebounds for Timmy, 7 to 13 shooting for the night. It was a little bit better shooting. Just the shot selection is just.
The other thing that I'm looking at the box score that stands out to me is he had 5 turnovers. The team had 17, is all he had 5 of them.
Yeah, he had 5 of them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What's your rating for Vonleh?
I'll go 6.
Yeah.
About the same. Yeah, I'll go 6.
I think I'll go 6 again. Obviously, the scoring was down, but he made up for it defensively, assists, and rebounds as well. So I'll go 6 as well for Vonleh. Give me a rating for Frank. What are you giving Frank tonight?
7.5.
All right. I'll go 7 for Frank. I'll go 7. I agree with some of the callers. You know, the assists could have been up there a little bit more. So I'll go 7. I'll go 7. But good offensive output by Frank. The shot, 4 for 4 from downtown is definitely commendable. And, I'll go 7 for Frank. And how about Knox? What are you giving Knox tonight?
8. I'll go 8. I'd give him a higher, but he was 10 of 25. That's still 40% from the field, so I'll go 8.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'll go 8. I'll go 8 for Knox as well. We lost the game. We got washed, but I thought I give 10s for outstanding performances against a quality opponent. That's my 10. You know what I mean?
Right. 10, it's like women. It's almost impossible to see that.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it. It's got to be worth it, man. CP the artist didn't like my Noah Vonleh pick. Listen, I thought Noah Vonleh was a valuable presence tonight, even in a 30-point loss. I still like what he brought to the team. Timmy's numbers are expected. You know what I mean? Timmy's numbers are expected. So that's why I gave Vonleh my 3rd star, and I'll give him the 6.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I would say they were both about even, based on what you're expecting from them.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Give me your player ratings, 1 to 10 for guys like Vonleh, Tim Hardaway Jr., Frank, and Kevin Knox. What do you guys player ratings for those guys? Other than that, look at the stat sheet.
Dotson.
Dotson had a nice night, man. Dotson had a nice night.
Yeah, he was +7 in the plus minus, which was second on the team. He was 6 of 8 from the floor. 31 minutes, 12 points, 3 assists.
I feel like a lot of Dotson's numbers came in. Well, a lot of the game is garbage time, but a lot of Dotson's production came during like the scrub time.
You're absolutely right about that. But I'd give him a 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.5, 7.
I like Dotson tonight. Honorable mention, definitely for Dotson, man. Honorable mention for Dotson for sure. What do you guys think about Dotson's rating tonight, 1 to 10? Let's get to it. What about Fizz, man? What do you think? What do you think about Fizz tonight?
I mean, tonight, I can't give them a great score. They got blown out of the guard. But I mean, you also got to take into account that it was a back-to-back. I'm very down on Fizdale. Tonight, I'll give him a 7. I thought I like that he played Knox a ton of minutes because I want to see Knox play a lot.
I like that. And he benched Hazonia. And he benched
Hazonia, which I like. I'll give him like a 7.
Okay. Not bad. I didn't like the lack of adjustments on the defensive end. They were getting killed on the switches on the pick and roll all night. I wanted to see a bit more adjustments there. I did like him benching Hazonia, and I did like him giving Knox a heavy workload.
Yeah.
Give him a 6.5. I give him a 6.5.
6.5 works for me. I'll agree with that. 6.5.
Yeah. I'll give him a 6. What do you guys think for Fizz tonight? Give me a Fizz rating, 1 to 10, as we wrap up the player ratings for tonight. What would you think of the player ratings, Entertainer? What would you think, man?
What do you mean, for the players we just said?
Yeah.
I mean, what my ratings? What are you talking about?
No, I mean just overall, just a player rating segment of the show, man. This is your first one, man.
No, yeah, I love it. I think it's a cool thing that you do. I love it. I've watched the show before. I like the player rating segment. Yeah, it's a cool thing that you do to your show. I love a lot of things that you do with the fantasy segment. That's cool.
Statement games, Statement games is a nice it's a nice wrinkle to the show, man. It gets all the fans involved, like you said. It's free to play,
Yeah, I might look into doing that on my channel. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Statement Games. Definitely a cool partnership so far. All right, let's go back to the phones. My main from South Carolina wants to weigh in on the Fizz kids. Ron Cleveland, how you feeling, brother?
Man.
The best opener in the business, Entertainer. That's the best opening line in the business.
I love Ron. I've seen him over on Sim's channel. I love Ron. What's going on, Ron?
Man, Entertainer, man, what's good, man? What's good?
What's popping, man? What's going on, man?
Where do it? Yeah, let's begin with the biggest elephant in the room. Frank Ntilikina, the French Prince, French Toast, whatever you want to call him.
The French Toast.
The kid played his butt off tonight, man. And the biggest thing that I saw with him tonight is the aggressiveness. I mean, you can't put a finger on that. And I'm just predicting. I said it before the season started. He was actually my pick to possibly be the most improved player. Before the season started, I felt like he probably would average about 15 a game, which is not hard for him to average because the kid got a nice-looking jump shot. You know what I mean? He just had to get comfortable playing the game, get the time on the floor, and the rest is history. And I think the reason why his defense is suffering is defense in a lot of ways is just like offense. When you got a team that don't pass the ball, when you got players on the floor that don't pass, that stuff is contagious. When you got people not playing defense, that's contagious also. Because Frank traditionally is a great defender. Let's talk about Moutier. Moutier is regressing. I'm seeing him regress a little bit. I'm seeing him regress, and Kevin Knox, man, the game is slowing down for Kevin Knox, man. He don't look like he's out of control, like he's been looking, early on in the season and stuff. So what I'm seeing now is a team that Fizdale. I'm not impressed with Fizz, man. I'm gonna just be real. I'm not impressed. I don't see no adjustment defensively. Offensively, I don't understand why Hazonia is still playing. He needs to be benched. Tim Hardaway Jr., we can get rid of him as far as I'm concerned, too.
I don't care what we got to do. He has to go because I don't know if y'all caught it tonight. His body language didn't look good. It didn't look good.
And
you're supposed to be our leader with KP out.
Yeah, I mean the Timmy's untouchable, man. You're not gonna get that trade off. That's the whole thing. You're just not gonna get that trade off.
Yeah, because of what Mills did. That's the only way he doesn't move is because of Mills. But Fizz got to get more creative with the offense and the defense, man. If people are playing defense, man, he needs to bench him. He needs to bench him, and something got to be done with our pick and roll defense. It's horrible. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. I mean,
go ahead, entertainer.
No, the pick and roll defense between Harden and between Cantor, it's atrocious. And I agree with almost everything Ron's saying. I love listening to Ron talk. He knows his stuff, and I agree with almost everything he just said.
I don't see a lot of adjustments though on the defensive end. And I'm not a coach, but I do see when you watch these games, these coaches, Brad Stevens, Spoelstra, these guys make adjustments in game defensively. I just don't see a lot of that from Fizz. It's kind of just like, all right, this is the game plan, and if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Maybe I'm just a little oversimplifying it, but I don't know. I don't see. I don't
think that's far-fetched. You seeing the same thing everybody else seeing. And what's even more alarming, man, is for the guy to come from that Pat Riley tree. I say it over and over again, man. I don't see the defensive intensity for our team. I mean, this is 2 games at home in a row, and basically like the last 3 games, no energy coming out in the game, even in the second half. The same thing, no energy, flat. Yeah. That falls on your coach, man.
Yeah.
That falls on your coach. If you can't get a team ready to play, something wrong, man. Something is wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And I'm not gonna say. And I got upset last night. I went nuts on Sim's channel, but I'm not gonna say I want to get rid of the guy right now. But to say you're not disappointed with Fizdale so far, I think you're lying to yourself. Because to me, I know you are. I think he's made a lot of questionable decisions with the rotations, with the substitutions he's made. I've watched several games where I'm watching the game and I'm shaking my head. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And that's just my take. I'm not a fan of Fizdale so far. Yeah. I hope he proves me wrong. I'm worried that he's going to have, like I said it last night, he reminds me of Rex Ryan. The guy talks a lot. I need you to back up your talk. He hasn't done it.
He does.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not trying to say that, and CP the artist saying, people say they know more than coach. I'm not trying to say I know more than the coach. Obviously not. Oh, I'm just asking a question. That's all I'm just asking. Because from my observation, and Clyde said it as well. There's no adjustments.
I just want to interject. I'm reading the chat here. Dub Servo saying you're blaming Fizz for the season. I'm not blaming Fizz for the season. I know this is a bad basketball team. I'm questioning the decisions he makes in the game, and sometimes I feel like he's a hypocrite.
Coaching is the coaching aspect.
I know the Knicks aren't going to win more than 25 games regardless of who's the coach, but the fact that he makes a lot of in-game decisions that make me scratch my head. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and I hope I'm wrong. Exactly. I'm a Knicks fan. I hope he goes out there.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, entertainer, for the sake of us being Knicks fans. I'm hoping that all of us is wrong on him, man. But when you come in selling cookies, talking about, hey, you going to make people fear coming to the Garden, and I'm seeing the same stuff that went on with Jeff Hornacek, let's just be real. That defense looks the same way. It looks the same way. I don't see no improvement overall as a team. And to be honest, the team looks defense. I mean, we're supposed to have better defensive players right now with Mitch. You know what I mean? Dotson and them guys getting more playing time. But the defense, it looks terrible. It looks the same way it did last year. Look again how many wide open 3-pointers we watch them get shot on us night in and night out.
I just have a question. I'm reading the chat.
Appreciate the call, Ron. Go ahead, Anthony.
CP the artist says I'm contradicting myself. I'm just curious because I want to know how am I contradicting myself? I'm saying that Fizdale, I just said it's nothing about wins and losses. Pat Riley could be the coach of this team.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with wins and losses to me.
They're not going to win more than 30, 35 games. But the fact I watch the games and I say he's making decisions that I scratch my head at. There was a game I was streaming, I think 2 weeks ago. Trey Burke had like 12 points out of the Knicks' last 16. The Knicks were going on a run, and then he pulls Burke out for the last 3 minutes. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell is he doing? That's just an example. It's been all year, but that's just one game. And the whole Frank thing for the last 4 games doesn't make any sense to me. But
listen, I agree. It's not. I'm not criticizing the coach. Like I said, I'm giving Fizdale 4 years before I make my final judgments on him. I'm giving him 4 years. All I'm asking is, these are the things that I'm noticing in the game. Can we make a little adjustment here and there? It's not about wins and losses. It's not about It's not about we could have done something different to win the game. It's do you see him making adjustments to the way that the game is being played? That's all. It's a simple question. The Chicago Bulls the other night when we played them, we started ISO Zo. They said, you know what? This kid is an ISO player. He's a ball-dominant right-handed player. They went out and what they do? They double-team him at the top of the key, right? Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Spurs, the Celtics.
My take on I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, good.
My take on this is, just because the Knicks aren't supposed to win more than 20, 25 games doesn't mean I can't question some of the decisions that the coach makes.
Yeah, that's it.
And there's a lot of decisions that he makes that makes me scratch my head. That's all I'm going to say. And I hope that I'm wrong. I'm a fan. I'm not claiming to be some expert on ESPN. I hope I'm wrong and he becomes the coach that leads us to a championship. If you put a gun in my head right now, I don't think he's going to be. But I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, to me that's going to be to me that's more on the talent. I don't put.
Well, of course, the talent's always
talent wins. Talent wins.
Yeah.
Coaches coach, players play. But like I said, that's my only question in regards to the defense. That's all. That's the only question in regards to the defense, man. But CP, man, call up. You got the number, man. Call up and let us know what you're thinking, man. Let us know what you're thinking. Shout out everybody in the chat. Rick War, Ayo Pal, what's going on? Joe Kim. Shout out everybody watching on Periscope, YouTube, Nick of Time Show, the Knicks Film School, and Posting and Toasting as well. Shout out to everybody watching. Let's see what everybody says. Robert Marcy says, when's the last time a Knicks coach lasted 4 years? Very good point, man. I'm hoping Fizdale bucks that trend.
I'm reading the chat. It's funny.
Yeah, It's Me says adjustments is on the coach. I agree with that. Adjustments is on the coach. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Wright says 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. That's what I'm going to give him. Everybody thinks I'm bugging. You got to give him 4 years, man. Put the roster together. You got to see some chemistry, some consistency from year to year. I mean, Entertainer, how many times have we, turned over this roster in the last 5 years? Every year we were turning over 70% of the roster.
Yeah, and the coach stability.
And look
at all the great coaches we've been through. Lenny Wilkins, Mike D'Antoni. I mean, you go down the list. Phil Jackson wasn't a coach, but Isaiah Thomas. I mean, you go down the list. But you're right. We have to have more patience. And I'm a New York fan. I'll be the first to tell you, I need to grow more patience. But
absolutely,
it's just frustrating when I watch. It's just frustrating because I love my Knicks. I love all my teams.
Yep.
And when I watch them play and they make decisions that I don't agree with, I get upset about it. And Fizdale's done that a lot this year, in my opinion.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right, let's get back to the phones. We got Kev, we got Delano, and then we got Kev from North Carolina, and then we'll wrap up. Kev from Maryland's been waiting for a minute. He wants to talk about Timmy. Kev, what's going on, man?
What's going on, CP? Entertainer. Love the show. Bittersweet day. Jets winning. Love the Giants winning because I live in Deadskin country. So y'all already
nice.
know
Nothing
how
like
goes.
stomping out them Deadskins, man. Love it.
Absolutely. Quick question / observation. We've been talking about this defensive culture with Fizz regarding Timmy and Cantor. How can the young boys learn to play D when your two highest paid players are so atrocious at it? And then they get passes. Mainly, really, Tim get a pass for taking bad shots and playing no D. What you think the young boys doing when they looking and seeing how he get carte blanche? And how the numbers supposed to get any better for anybody else?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
when they out there on the floor.
That's a great point. That's part of the reason why. And again, guy just said it in the chat, and he's spot on. It's exactly what I feel. I'm not saying fire Fizz. I'm saying hold him accountable, and that is one of the big things that I want to hold him accountable for. He benches all these guys. He benches Cantor. He benches Frank. Why don't you bench THJ? The guy's not a superstar. He's shooting 39%. He plays no defense. I agree with you.
I'm telling you, man, there's a political aspect to it, man. And they give Timmy the star treatment. That's just how it is. They give him the veteran star treatment. I don't think you're going to see him get sacked.
But and how can the culture get better going forward? Because even when y'all just is making a point of the coaches, when in the last 20 years has any Knicks coach made have really fulfilled their contract if they got a 4-year deal? I don't think. Maybe since Van Gundy, maybe. If y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
He did about 3, I think.
I think he's right. I think he's right. I think
D'Antoni did about 3. Let me double.
I think Van Gundy's the last guy to go 4 years or more. I think he's right. Which is crazy. That's crazy.
So it's like, and that's to y'all point. It's like, yeah, if Phil's gonna change the culture and you're gonna do it right, you might as well do it because none of your predecessors have even gotten to really fulfill their plan. But I guess since New York is finally buying into the rebuild, you know, where we letting the young boys go, that hopefully Fizz will turn it around. But he got to start with picking on his best player. Y'all clearly see what's going on with Houston when Harden, as the $300 million man, whatever, not buying in. You see how that's falling apart, and it'll be the same thing here.
That's fair. That's fair. Appreciate the call, Kev. All fair points. D'Antoni did about 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
D'Antoni did about 3.5. Yeah. D'Antoni did about 3.5.
What did you think of D'Antoni as the Knicks coach?
I don't like him.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't like him.
I thought he was too stubborn. He tried to fit Melo into a role that wasn't meant for Melo.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I wasn't a D'Antoni fan. I didn't like what he did to Steph. Even though he didn't necessarily owe Steph anything at that time, given all the turmoil and the bad publicity Steph brought to the team, I still thought Steph deserved a chance coming in the shape that year and under that system. I thought Steph would have thrived in it, and I thought he did Steph dirty. I didn't like that. I didn't like D'Antoni. I don't think he was a New York coach. I didn't like D'Antoni. He wasn't built for it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
He wasn't built for it.
Some people say that the Knicks screwed up on that, and he is a good coach. But I agree with you. I wasn't a fan of him.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed with him. All right, let's go back to the phones. Delano calling in the $10 man. Delano, $10 richer, man. Yo, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that NBA store gift card, Delano?
I'm actually gonna hold it for a minute. I'm gonna hold it.
He's gonna save it for interest.
And, yeah, I'm gonna let that build. I'm gonna go and do another contest, something like that.
Okay, let it stack. Maybe triple up, maybe double, triple up. I got you.
I like
it. Yeah. But I gotta be honest. Well, first off, as a precursor, let me just be the first one to continue to say, I told y'all about Von Lay. I told y'all he was a good signing, and Mario's signing didn't make any sense. For what we did, we could have just brought back Michael Beasley, and I would have been cool with that. At least I know what Michael Beasley can do, what he should do, and he ain't got no nickname that he can't live up to. I'm cool with that. But, Hazonia should stay on the bench. Timmy should stay on the bench, but because of his contract, we already know what it's going to be. Kemba Walker, I don't understand how people can look at what Kemba's capabilities are and say that they don't want him on the Knicks. I would love for Kemba to come to the Knicks.
I would love to have him too, but it's just the contract and the age, man. If he's coming by himself.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, not by himself, yeah.
I think if you were bringing another,
not by himself, no.
Yeah, if another superstar was already here, I'd be all for Kemba, but you don't know if that other superstar is going to take the leap. So I don't know. I don't think I would sign him to a max deal. But that's me.
Not no max. If anything, I'm cool. If I could justify paying Tim Hardaway Jr. $17.5 million, I could definitely do that for Kemba. But
no, Kemba's going to get a max.
Anything, I'm always saying. Yeah, I always said if I'm going for KD, I'm going for Kemba too. In a perfect world, we would draft Shamori Pond and then we'd also bring in Kemba, and we could play Frank at the off guard position. We could find somebody to finesse to get rid of Hardaway's contract, get rid of Lee's contract, keep Dotson, keep Tria. Look, I could go on and on about that because at the end of the day, I didn't like the Tim Hardaway assignment anyway. I was never on board with that. I was never on board with Ennis Cantor staying after he got benched. So once he started showing his true colors, I was like, nah, I'm cool on that. But Vonleh, got to keep him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His rebounding, his tenacity. Look, he's a tough customer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's built. You know what I'm saying for this New York team. So I think we should keep him. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was a back-to-back. So I kind of already had low expectations. Kevin Knox showed up. Frank, he showed up. So I'm proud of those guys for doing what they did. Kemba just, again, Kemba did what Kemba does.
Yeah, Kemba's a beast. Tony
Parker came in and he surprised a lot of people. And I'll be honest. That I had a kind of a joking conspiracy. I said Frank let Tony Parker get off almost like a farewell tour situation. Like, yeah, you gonna leave, and
it's his mentor.
I'm gonna go ahead and look out for the French homie.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna look out for the French homie real quick.
You might be right about that.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, man. All right, Delano, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
Again, yeah, no doubt, always.
Yeah, Delano, I just want to thank you for being a great subscriber on my channel too.
Yeah, Delano's he's a good one, man. He's definitely a good one. Shout out Delano. And shout out everybody in the chat, man. My video, my audio is a bit delayed tonight. Technical difficulties, it happens. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We got about 150 people in here. Smash that thumbs up button for your boys. Please support the channels. Follow my guy Entertainer and his channel as well. Salute to Jay Ellis, Nick of Time Show as usual. Last caller of the night. Then we'll get to the chat Q&As. Kev from North Carolina wants to talk about Hazonia and Frank. Kev, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, bro. How you doing?
All right, good. How y'all doing? I just want to talk about Hazonia real quick. I just want to talk about how I'm happy I didn't have to see his Luigi behind in the second half. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing Kevin Knox get those minutes. Get those extended minutes, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think he played real aggressive. And when I was watching the game, I was thinking back to early in the pre-draft workouts where they said he was giving what's the dude, one of the Bridges brothers, the business, because it seemed like every time that Bridges dude was guarding him, he was trying to go at him.
Miles,
and I like seeing that.
That was like the little subplot of the game, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. I thought I was the only one that noticed that. I really like seeing that, but also, I want to say I think Frank getting benched helped a lot because, like, you could see his genuine happiness, like just his passion when he hit like his third three or something like that. Like, that's the most emotion I ever seen out of the dude. Like, he was pumping his fist and stuff. I was like, yo, whatever. But it seems like every time he has one of these games, something happens. Like, he just fouls out. I'm like, dang, I just want to see him reach 20 points.
Yeah, the fouls is the only downer. Especially the one that they gave. Yeah. Was ridiculous. But then Frank kind of compounded the issue with the foul that he had on.
Yeah, that's my thing about it. But my thing with Frank is I want to be consistent. Like, I don't want him to have this game and then he has like 5 next game. Like, give him like 8 or 9 or something next game.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm rooting for him, man.
Definitely. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks.
Appreciate the support, Kev, as usual, man. Have a good one.
Thank you for the call. The Quinn says, the Quinn says Frank was looking like the Bulldog you were talking about earlier this year. Yeah, the Quinn. Today, I will say that he did come out and he showed all the confidence in the world today. I was impressed with Frank in that fourth quarter. Granted, it was in garbage time, but he did show a lot in that fourth quarter. Yeah,
he showed some nuts, man. This is what we want from the kid, man. He showed some nuts. So let's see. Like people say, let's see if he can string it together and actually, maybe improve the team overall. Give the team a lift by just distributing a bit better and getting the team involved. Say what you will about Moutier. he was able to do that during the stretches that he played well. He was able to push the pace. He was able to facilitate fairly well, and that got the team going. That got the offense spurred. So let's see if Frank can do that as well. I kind of agree with some of the other callers tonight who wanted to see that. All right, let's and shout out to all the callers tonight. Let's see what we got in the chat Q&A. Shout out Knicks Fan TV Dave and Alex Collins. Dave, I'll shut down the phone, so no more phone calls. Let's just get to these rapid fire questions with the entertainer, and then we'll wrap up. All right, entertainer. First question of the night comes from Reaper Man. He says, what happened to Trier tonight, and what contract did the Knicks sign him to? No update on the contract as yet. I may have Knicks Film School on sometime this week, and we'll talk about some of the options for ISO. But he had a hamstring injury in the warm-ups. He pulled his hamstring tonight, so no ISO tonight.
Who would you drop for ISO if you had to drop somebody?
I'd drop Baker or Cornette in an instant. I'd tell him thanks for coming.
No, it's definitely one or the other, but which one would you
drop? Baker.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'd drop Baker. Yeah, I'd see if I could improve Cornette's shot and turn him into that true stretch five.
Like a poor man Steve Novak type, something like that.
Yeah. I try to develop Cornette and drop Baker. No offense to Baker. He's cool. He's a fan favorite, but he's not what I thought he would be coming out of Wichita State. I thought he would bring that Wichita State fire with him. But he's just not that guy.
And the other thing with Baker is they have so many point guards on this roster.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's never going to play. And I like Baker. I like his hustle, whatever, but he's never going to play.
I agree. I agree. So, I would clip Baker. All right, XS Finesse says, after tonight, do you think Frank is better running the offense or playing off ball? I think it's still inconclusive. What do you mean? I think it's still inconclusive.
It's still inconclusive. I'm not sold on him either way. I'm not going to say he's a bust, and I'm not going to say he's a point guard. I don't know yet. I got to see more of him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next question, Cody Emanuel says, which team can we trade Cantor to? It's got to be a team with it.
I wouldn't trade Cantor. I mean, if I could, I would, but the problem is you're going to have to take
money, man.
It's $20 million. You're going to have to take back some money from somebody else. I'd rather just let the contract expire.
It's almost a near impossible trade to make.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost a near impossible trade to make. It's tough trade. It's making too much money.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not realistic.
Yeah, I don't see it. All right. Hawkeye says, if we can make a trade work, would you package Moutier with Cantor, Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr., or is he a fizz kid too? Moutier's an outsider still. He's not a fizz kid. I don't consider Moutier a fizz kid.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I don't consider Moutier a fizz kid. An impromptu chat. Adam PRZ says, "What do you guys think about Noah dropping 13 for the Grizz?" I don't care about Noah. To be honest, I couldn't. Yeah,
he's gone. That guy's a Looney Tune.
Yeah, I say thank God he's off the team.
Yeah, goodbye.
I don't care if he dropped 50 with the Grizz last night. I couldn't care less.
One of the worst signings this team has made. Maybe the worst. I mean, it was that bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. Man. Good riddance to know. I couldn't care less. But thanks for the question, Adam. Shells Heavy said y'all should give away the James Dolan Band Christmas album next. If I had it, I don't have it, then I wouldn't buy it. Julian says, not a question, but a scorching hot take. Noah Vonleh will be better than Draymond in 2 years. Better athlete, comparable defender, much more efficient offensively. I don't know.
Says, you want my honest opinion on that? Or you want
he says Draymond gets carried offensively by the most talented. Go ahead, entertainer. Go ahead. What do you think?
Draymond Green, I will say, is in a great situation. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
But he is a vital piece of that team. There's no doubt about it. Everyone says he's the leader of that team. There is no chance in hell Vonleh will ever be Draymond Green, in my opinion. I always compare him to. They asked me this last night on Simpsons Channel. I compare him to Spates on the Warriors when they were good a couple of years ago. I think he could fill that type of role.
Vonleh, right? Vonleh.
Yeah, that's what I see him as on a very good team.
Yeah. I mean, I think Draymond Green's overrated. But
he's definitely overrated.
Overrated in terms of he's not going to have that same impact on another team that he has on this team. But on this team, he is the glue guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink, and he makes everything run in Golden State. He's the toughness. He's the facilitator. He's the defensive piece. He's a veteran. He's smart. He gets away with a lot of stuff. So I think he runs that offense half the time. As SS Television said. So I don't think Vonleh's on that level. But I think he's good. I think he's playing well. I think you have to give him a serious consideration to bring him back.
Oh, I like Vonleh a lot. I just know, and I'm not saying he's guilty of this. I just know a lot of Knicks fans get carried away with their players.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I like Vonleh. I think he's a nice piece. I don't view him as a Draymond Green.
Yeah, I don't view him as that. And then when Draymond Green becomes available, I don't even want him taking a meeting with the Knicks. I want no piece. I don't want no parts of him.
I agree with that because he's gonna get max dollars. He's not worth that.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree with that. Once again, shout out to all the statement games winners: Nostradamus, Dr. Free John, Delano, Will D, Mr. Knickerbocker, and Rhonda. Dr. Free John is going home with the Mitchell and Ness snapback. Courtesy of Shells Heavy. I'm gonna be giving away this one too. This one's a fitted, again, brand new with the tags. This one's a fitted, but it's size 7.5. So these are for, the real smart people, if I could be politically correct. 7. Entertainer, what size you wearing in fitteds, man? You wear fitteds or snapbacks?
Yeah, 7.5.
Oh, you wear 7.5. All right, so here, this is for you, man. This is for you. So I think next contest I might go this one. This is the with the Knicks logo, the clear logo. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
See. Oh, that is a nice hat.
Yeah. It's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. So I think we'll do that one next. And again, this is all courtesy of Shells Heavy in the chat. So shout out to Shells for donating. And, Shells hit me up. He said, listen, I want to send this stuff as a fan of the show for the fellow fans. He said, listen, you can keep it, do whatever you want with it. I said, you know what? I don't want it. I want to, give it away to the fans. I want to make it fun, make it a game.
Yeah, man, I love your channel, man. That's awesome, man, that you give away so much. I got to do it. I'm actually doing a giveaway when I hit 2,500. I think I'm right there, but yeah. I did one at 1,000, one at 2,500. But you see me give away a lot. That's good. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, man. Get people involved. And when the team is this bad, you got to
you got to give them a reason.
You got to give people a reason to keep watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody watching tonight on the Sunday night. We went an hour and a half into the show, and people are still in here. So definitely appreciate all 150 people in there. Smash that thumbs up button for your boys. Please. It definitely goes a long way. Somebody mentioned T. Williams. Shout out T. Williams in the chat. He went perfect in his football sheet. T. Williams is winning $100 tonight.
Good for him.
Yeah. Jet Life for Life says Dr. Free John changed his YouTube handle to Jet Life for Life. Oh, man. Shout out Jet Life for Life, man. He's in there. Shout out Currency, too, man. It's one of my favorite artists, for sure. Yeah, man, that's about it. And on that note, the next game is Wednesday. Who we got on Wednesday? Entertaining. Let's see.
Let me take a look. I've been so busy with the Giants here.
Yeah.
Knicks got, I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you the upcoming schedule.
Yep.
They got 7 o'clock. They got at Cleveland, and Friday at Charlotte. They play the same team they played tonight in Charlotte.
Nice.
On Friday.
And then another Sunday tilt against the Pacers at 5 o'clock. We've been playing a lot of Sunday games. It seems like more than usual.
Look at that. I'm looking at the schedule. Look at that. They play the Pacers in Indiana on Sunday. Then they come home the next day to play Phoenix.
No.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, that is rough. Number 1 pick, DeAndre Ayton, comes to town.
Yeah, that should be a fun game.
Yeah, man. Big Shaq says, do you think Darnold would be a better decision than Barkley? Everybody asks that, Entertain. I'm happy with Saquon, man. He's a beast.
My God. You want to get into football, I could talk all day. Darnold. As a Giants fan, I thank every morning I wake up, I pray and I thank God that they've got him and took Saquon Barkley.
Saquon's a beast, man. I don't regret that one bit.
He was the perfect pick. He's a once in 100-year running back. He's that good, and I'm thrilled that we have him. No chance in hell should they have taken a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Good luck to the Jets with Darnold. I'll worry about our quarterback when the time comes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'll say on that one. All right, let's wrap it up. It's 12 a.m. midnight. Entertainer as usual, custom. I'll throw it on to the guests. Let me throw my theme music on. I'll throw it on to you, and just give you your final thoughts and promote your channel, man. Go ahead.
Promote my channel? No, just say I've been doing it now for about 7 months. I talk New York sports. I talk Giants. I talk Knicks, and I talk Mets. I talk my 3 favorite teams. I love sports. Check out my channel. I mean, I do a lot of live streams. I do the Giants every Sunday. I do Knicks streams once or twice a week, and I'm starting to talk the Mets now. I do it every Saturday morning. So check it out. I want to thank you for having me on the show.
Of course, man.
I love you. I'm looking forward to hopefully going to a Knicks game with you one day, hopefully soon. And that's it, man. I love your channel. I love everything about you. So thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And, appreciate you, man. And appreciate everybody for watching, man. Knicks go down 119-107. Blowout loss. Saw some good things from the Fizz kids, though. Saw some good things from Frank. Saw some good things from Knox, Kevin Knox, the rookie. So, listen, for some of you, it's something to build off of. Can't complain. And shout out to all the Statement Games winners tonight. We had 6 winners go home with a $10 NBA store gift card. We had Dr. Free John go home with the Knicks snapback, courtesy of Shells Heavy. So shout out to them. No $100 winners tonight, but T. Williams won for football. And once again, you guys can check that out on Statement Games. Follow me. If you guys are on Instagram, if you guys are on Twitter, I'm active on those platforms. Facebook as well. At Knicks Fan TV. Easy to find me. Hit me up on there. I'm always talking Knicks, man. You can find me easily, man. And, man. Let me salute some more people in the chat. Jamal Simpson, appreciate it. SS Telvin says JL's be taking mad days off. Yeah, man, he's taking a lot of days off, man. His checks might be a little bit short. Zombie Jr., appreciate it. It's me, always appreciate it. Ayo Pal, always in here now. Appreciate it, Ayo Pal. Stupid Videos. Shout out Stupid Videos. Call me Tack, Mark Swift, appreciate it. Smokestack, go ahead and go smoke something, man. Dubs Revo. Delano Steele. Yeah, Smokestack, he always closes the show with 3 smoke signals. So I guess we know what he's doing right now. Ari, appreciate it. See you Wednesday. Keith Sinclair, see you. Julian, always appreciate it. See you later. And man, anybody I forgot, always appreciate it. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. The live stream replay will start at about 2 a.m. We'll do another one at 6 a.m., another at 10 a.m., another one at about 12:30 p.m. all Eastern time. So for those of you around the world watching, you may have missed the live stream. You'll have a chance to talk with your fellow Knicks fans about the game, talk about Knicks. The live stream replays around the clock. So that's a perk for all the subscribers, man. So make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night. Knicks versus who are they playing again?
Knicks. Wow, I just forgot.
We forgot. It's been a long night, man. Well,
they're playing Cleveland.
Cleveland. Knicks Tank versus Cleveland Tank. See you guys Wednesday night, man. Have a good night. Have a productive week, man. See you guys.